there is no either or when it comes to the choice between the environment and oil. If you went to Murchison Falls, this is one of the oldest parks, national parks. It's got all the big four cats. It's a very beautiful, pristine national park. By itself, probably if you give it 50, 60 years, it might generate as much revenue as oil will in the course of our in the course of the national petroleum adventure. But since the oil is not only in the parks but under the lake, there are real risks, and the answer to those are practical answers. And the real question is, are the technologies being deployed there the type that can minimize any risk to the environment? So far, I think, with the use of non-intrusive seismic surveys, that the government and the companies are thinking in that direction. The second question would be, is the regulatory environment such that the oil companies and the regulators capable of responding to breaches of basic standards for protection of the environment? Here we have a weakness because NEMA and other government agencies just don't have the capacity that they need. So there are inherent risks. The good news about Murchison Falls Delta is that it is protected by a number of international agreements, including environment heritage agreements. That means that investment going into there must conform to basic standards. And to talk much more technically, we are talking about standards set by the IFC, which is the International Finance Corporation, and the Equator Principles. IFC has got some globally accepted social and environment standards, and what we should be pursuing now is that the companies and the government are held accountable to those standards. I am one of those who believes that even if the refinery is a non-profitable venture, it's still good for Uganda. Why? Because Uganda has low industrialization, so anything that comes out of our refinery, including products that will go for crude to power, which is generational power from heavy fuel oils that come out of refinery, petrochemical industries that may, for example, create products for building of roads and things like that, will have a spillover effect. Because our oil is onshore, it's far from the coast. And everyone thinks that it's not the best idea because oil is better exported and the coast is far away. But I think years down the road, both Ugandans and the companies will realize that the capacity created by the refinery, the spillover, was much more valuable than the cost of the refinery itself.